Hello and welcome to Leading. My guest on the program today is a thought leader in the marketing communications sector. He was once touted as the wonder boy of corporate communications as he rose to become the head of corporate communications division in leading banks and in aviation sector. Today is a brand communication consultant, a certified digital marketing trainer, and a publisher, as well as an author of 5 books, all of which are on brand, PR, and marketing communications. Welcome, Mr. Demola Akinbola.
Thank you, Femi, for having me.
Let me begin with your most recent baby, the Podium magazine. Many people believe that magazine publishing is going into extinction. And here you come with a hard copy of a magazine. Isn't that going to be a disaster in waiting?
Not at all. Not at all. We did our research before we started, and from the benefit of hindsight and insight, we realized that the best option in corporate communication is to have a multimedia approach to communicating, combining print, online, and broadcast. You also have to accommodate the preferences of your stakeholders. Some people like to read print, some people like to read online, some people like to watch video. So we are trying to make sure that our stakeholders, our target market, are able to follow us wherever, okay? Secondly, we are trying to adopt the blue ocean strategy in what we're doing. By that I mean, when you look at online space, digital space is saturated, is the red ocean for us.
Really?
It's polluted, it's saturated. Almost everybody is a blogger. So we're moving to the blue ocean, uncontested market space, okay, charting new paths, proving the point that magazine can never go into extinction. It depends on your specialized approach to it, it depends on your content, it depends on how you are able to package it. So at the end of the day, having a print edition complements our online edition that we started about 3 years ago. And we realized that, look, so far so good, people have accepted it. Those who thought, oh, we never believed that print magazine could be of essence again, they are now saying, oh, this is good.
I would have said that too, because if you look at the statistics, circulation figure of magazines 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, and 5 years ago is dwindling.
Yes, it is. But what you also need to know is that the market, the goalpost keeps shifting all the time. Okay?
How do you mean?
If you are going to do a print edition of a magazine, then it's going to be a specialized magazine. That's why what we do is not a mass market product. If anybody says, I want to start a replica of This Day or Guardian or Punch, I will say, hey, you are going to be knocking your head against a very hard wall, because you have market leaders who have taken over the market space.
Okay.
But we have decided to carve a niche out of that by going to a specialized area. So you won't find our magazine on the streets. It's not being hawked. It's being sold. It's basically on subscription. Okay? So we have a target market. We've done our research.
Won't that limit your revenue profile?
Not at all. Not at all. Most magazines depend on advertising revenue, even online.
Not circulation figures.
Not circulation figures. Not circulation, because online has made it difficult for you to reach the people that you would have loved to reach with print edition. Okay? So most media organizations, the revenue model is based on advertising.
Yeah, but if you don't have the circulation figure that is impressive, how do you get attractive to advertisers?
Good. Another strategy we have adopted is the Pareto Principle, using the 80-20 rule. In every business, 20% of your customers will give you 80% of your revenue. In the things you do in life, 20% of your effort will give you 80% of your result. So we would rather focus on 50, 100, 200 critical stakeholders, right, who are able to generate the revenue we need than face the mass market. Okay, so we are not a mass market product. We are not an elite product also. We are a specialized magazine focusing on the specialized market. Okay, and because we are also international, it's a global brand. Okay, we've unveiled this magazine in the United States, in about 5 states in 2021. This year, we've unveiled in Lagos and in London. We're unveiling in Ibadan, Akure, Port Harcourt, Abuja, then Canada and South Africa. So when you aggregate all of that, it gives us the critical mass that we need in terms of revenue, in terms of subscription, in terms of exposure. So it's a very good platform for advertisers to put their products and services in, because you have a global audience.
Coming up,
We are looking at serious issues. When you talk about celebrity journalism, there are various angles to look at it. Our target market is basically career professionals, entrepreneurs, business managers, politicians, political office holders, who necessarily don't have to throw parties before they get known.
What's the editorial focus of your magazine?
Good. Editorial focus is to celebrate success stories of Nigerians all over the world. We want to talk about inspiring success stories of people who have verifiable means of livelihood. Okay? We, as much as possible, want to identify, recognize, and celebrate people who ordinarily have not been celebrated, either because they are not in the mainstream media, either because they don't have money. That's another thing you are looking at. Honor, integrity, and value addition.
So doing well for you is not about financial wealth?
No. It's just one of the indicators. Okay. All right? We also want to begin to change the paradigm about how do we perceive success. What does success look like? In this part of the world, success is like make money, buy cars, build houses, but it goes beyond that. Yeah. For us, success is making impact, adding value, touching lives. That is success for us. So if you are successful in ticking all those boxes and you are not even a millionaire, you are qualified to be featured. And let me shock you.
Do people have to pay to get featured?
Not at all. They don't have to pay, because we are not selling honor. That's why I said at the beginning that we have a specialized target audience. They don't have to pay.
Some might say there's nothing novel about what you're doing now, because Ovation has done that, City People has done that, a couple of other magazines have come by the wayside. Okay. I've been doing that, celebrating those who are doing well and making impact. Okay. So what is new about what you're doing?
Very well. First of all, let me pay tribute to Chief Dili Mamadou, Dr. Sheye Kehinde, and my other colleagues who've done very well in that area. And what we are doing is to complement what they've done, but in a different way. Okay? So we are looking at serious issues. When you talk about celebrity journalism, there are various angles to look at it. You want to approach from the point of view of somebody who's having a party, having a wedding. Okay? You want to report that, you want to celebrate, which is okay. Yeah. Okay? You also want to look at someone who is not having a party, but is making impact, and you want to celebrate him. That's where we are different.
So this is like the cerebral arm.
Exactly.
Of that branch of journalism.
Exactly. A professional angle to what others have been doing. They are also professional, but like I said, our target market is basically career professionals, entrepreneurs, business managers, politicians, political office holders, who necessarily don't have to throw parties before they get known, who necessarily don't have to have a wedding before they get known, but who are doing wonderful stuff quietly and just need to be celebrated. And most of them are people that are, I don't want to use the word publicity shy, but on a good day, you won't find them pitching themselves for media attention. But we are fishing them out.
And is the market welcoming the such?
The reception has been wonderful. We started in the United States in the midst of COVID, and all the unveiling we did were successful. People are very happy. Why? For the first time, there's a magazine that is looking at the other side of celebrity journalism. Okay? You don't have to be a minister necessarily to get featured. All we are looking for is stories of impact, inspirational stories. Don't forget, we are also serving as change agents in the society. We want a mindset change in terms of how do we view success. We want people to begin to view success in a different perspective.
So
it's
you're
not
trying
just
to
about naira and
re-engineer
kobo.
the mindset of
Re-engineer the
people.
mindset, especially the young ones.
But some people will say the society is not interested in preachments, they're not interested in such things anymore. What people want now is titillation, stimulation.
You'll be surprised that people actually want that, but they are waiting for who will do it.
Oh, really?
Yes, you don't say if you can't beat them, join them. No, you can actually beat them. You can beat them. And how do you beat them? You reorientate your approach. That's why I say we are not doing what everybody is doing. Everybody is rushing online. We are online. But like I told you before the interview, we want to carve a niche for ourselves.
Yeah, but in
Yes.
carving a niche, you don't also injure yourself with
Yes.
a business model that may not.
We are not. We are not. The purpose of a business, I tell people all the time, is not to make money. The primary purpose of the enterprise is not to make money. Your primary purpose is to add value, to create value
Yes.
on a sustained basis. In the process of creating value, you make money. So what we are doing right now, we are creating value. We are reorientating the society, and I'm so impressed with the level of acceptance. Okay, it may not be obvious to you because you haven't seen any of our unveiling events, but when you attend the event and you see the feedback we've gotten, it's been marvelous. Our revenue model is 85% based on advertisement revenue.
Okay.
Most media outlets survive on advertisement. You can't survive on subscription, you can't survive on sales. Every media organization survives based on advert. So ours is not going to be different. Okay? And what is the edge we have? We are international. This magazine can be found in the US, it can be found in the UK, it can be found in Nigeria, very soon it will be in Canada, South Africa. That is the edge that we have. So we are creating a global media brand that will be a platform for Nigerians to celebrate themselves.
And you and your team are not worried that the money is not coming in yet.
I won't say the money is not coming in yet, because if the money is not coming, probably we will have closed shop by now.
Okay.
We are not doing badly. We are not where we want to be, but for a magazine of our age, we are not doing badly at all.
Because the story I hear in the industry is different.
Yes.
So how are you doing it?
One thing is this: go into an area of business where you have competence and where you are proficient.
That's two.
Two, do your homework very well. Do your research very well. Moderate your expectations.
Moderate your expectations.
Three, make sure you have other things you are doing. Right?
I guide you through the
Exactly. So I'm a trainer. I'm a digital marketing strategist. I develop websites. I organize branding and branding projects. I publish. I'm an author.
So the pressure to pay your bills is not so high because you have other means by which you can do that while this is gestating.
By the grace of God.
That's what you're saying
By
now.
the grace of God.
Coming up.
But what do you have to say to those who recognize the merits of this proposition and they know it's going to have a gestation period? But there are nudging financial requests that they need to meet. What do you say to them? Are you not afraid? Don't you feel threatened by the incursion of digital media?
Not at all.
Why?
Everything depends on your content and your strategy. If your content is right,
It's not the same market you're fishing in.
no, it's not the same market. Some people will buy Ovation, they won't buy City People. Some people will buy Podium, they won't buy Ovation. So you've got to identify who exactly wants your product. So at the stage of product development, you have to do your research. Who is your target market?
Market segmentation.
And you drill it down further. Even when you talk about professionals, which aspect, which level? So we are not in any way threatened because we know that we have a product everybody loves. That is the truth. So far, so good.
So for you, it's not about wanting to gain that market penetration that encapsulates the entire market. For you, it's about identifying a certain segment dedicated that you can get compact.
That's a smart way to do. There is no business, no serious business attempts to gain the entire market share. You just be wasting your time. You dissipate time, energy, and resources pursuing what you cannot. No business in the world ever talks about taking over the entire market. You've got to find what works for you. You've got to create a niche for yourself, an aspect of the market. So you look at the market, we've studied the market. There are some people who are not loud, yet they want to be celebrated.
Every human being wants to be affirmed.
Exactly.
Celebrated.
There are some people who don't want their names in some media organizations. But give them half of that opportunity in another organization, they will jump at it. So you've got to look at the dynamics of the market. What do readers want? Your target market, what do they want?
And the market has different needs anyway.
The market has different needs. There are people who will never attend parties. They don't want to even be seen attending parties. But the same people want to be interviewed and to be published.
About their projects, about their jobs, about their
Some
career.
people want the focus to be on what they are doing.
I feel you now.
Yes, not their social engagement. So talk about me in terms of the value I'm creating, in terms of the substance of my brand. Forget about my social life. Forget about my marriage. Forget about my daughter's wedding. Build your brand based on substance.
But what do you have to say to those who recognize the merits of this proposition, but because they have bills to pay, they have pressure on them, they know what they want to do, and they know it's going to have a gestation period, but there are nudging financial requests that they need to meet. What do you say to them?
Every entrepreneur must set aside a period for the business to grow.
Yeah, but within those periods, you have school fees to pay, you have house rents to pay.
That's why you must have other things you're doing.
How do you now do other things and still have time for this
That's
entrepreneurial pursuits?
That's where your proficiency comes in. Don't go into an area of business that you will struggle. If you wake me up at 2 a.m., I will do this effortlessly. It's something I've done all my life.
So don't just do things because there's money there and everybody's doing it. Okay.
No, because at the beginning you get to do a lot of things by yourself. You probably don't have money to recruit as many staff as you want to. You don't have money to outsource. So you end up doing a lot of things by yourself. So if it is not your comfort zone, you'll struggle. And that's why some projects die after 6 months. One, lack of adequate preparation. You got to prepare yourself. 2, lack of scientific market research. Not hearsay, not assumptions, not I think. Did I research? 3, you've got to be patient. Success is not an overnight thing. You've got to be patient. Ovation celebrated 25 years recently. They've come a long way. So when you see people's success stories, don't be jealous. Look at where they're coming from. So we have started well.
So the way you are dealing with the pain points right now, because there are pain points you're not telling us, is to have that long view projection. And that's what you seem to be sharing with entrepreneurs and leaders in business right now.
Look at the bigger picture.
Look at the bigger picture.
Have a very clear idea of where you're going. There should be no ambiguity. There should be clarity as to what you want to achieve.
And that should be your focus.
And that should be your focus. And of course, the route has to be mapped out. No pilot takes off without filing a flight plan to be approved by the control tower. This is how we're going to fly. These are the cities we're going to fly over. If this happens, so there is also a contingency plan.
Contingency plans.
Okay, so an entrepreneur, a leader, must have a roadmap. You don't start a business because someone started it 2 years ago and is doing well. It's got to be your own vision. It's got to be something that you believe in. I mean, your vision must be irredeemable. No going back.
As someone who has played at the very highest level of corporate organizations, and someone who has also played in the consultancy space at very high levels, you can find it easy to do these things that you're talking about. Market survey, it's like cover cloth to you, as we say in our parlance. Market survey, market expansion strategy, market entry strategy. This is what you've always done for more than 20 years. You've acquired a lot of proficiency over the years,
Yeah.
a lot of knowledge, a
Yeah.
lot of experience, network of contacts and all of that.
Mm.
So to do all these things right now will be easy for you.
Maybe not exactly.
Well, but it's something you've been doing, and this is where I'm going actually. When you compare your own proficiency in these areas
Yeah.
to those who don't have that proficiency at all,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
who have never had corporate experience or who have never played at that high level,
Yeah.
those who have never had to service clients in that route, and they have this burning entrepreneurial idea.
Yeah.
They know they should do market survey. They don't have the funds like that to hire consultants like you. And they know they must do it, but they don't have the proficiency, they don't have the skill, they don't even know how to begin. When you place yourself side by side with people in this kind of construct, then you will understand what I mean by the Herculean nature of market research.
I agree with you. Same thing, like I won't go into broadcast, for instance. That's not my forte. I've been in corporate communications. I've been involved in all areas of corporate communications. I've been trained in virtually all aspects. But I've realized that my forte is print and online. So as an entrepreneur, don't deceive yourself. Know yourself. Socrates said, man, know thyself. You've got to know yourself. And you got to do what I call personal brand audit.
So don't be directed by the pressure you are feeling to pay your bills.
No.
And don't be directed or instigated by what your neighbor is doing and is succeeding at.
Entrepreneurship is not a tea party.
True.
And it is not a rat race.
True.
It is not what works for A may not work for you. In business, we call something beginner's luck.
Beginner's luck.
You start a business and in 6 months, boom, you're making millions. It's not everybody that has that. And doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing.
And doesn't mean that you're not progressing towards
It
your
doesn't mean
success.
progressing. Success can be qualitative, it can be quantitative.
Wow.
In this part of the world, we focus more on quantitative aspect of success. Money. Show me the money.
Yeah, the numbers.
But the one that is more enduring is the qualitative aspect. And that's where branding comes in. When you build a business, be more interested in the qualitative aspect. You are developing the vision, your core values, you are building a structure, so that when you are not there, the business runs. In this part of the world, people die, in 5 years, the business is dead.
Sam Walton is long gone.
Yes.
More than 2 decades.
Yes.
But his
The
children,
impact of what
his
he did
children
is
have
there.
perhaps maybe less than 15% of the shares of Walmart
Walmart,
today.
yeah.
But he has made everybody who is an investor in Walmart a billionaire in dollars.
Oh, yes.
And they keep reaping the billions every year.
That is it.
The founder is late.
That is
more
it.
than 20 years.
That is enduring success. Enduring
So
success.
that's what our people should be focusing on, and that's what your magazine seems to be focusing on.
Yes,
as well.
we trying to discourage people from short-termism, okay, which is everything has to happen now.
No.
Now.
Kilo bad day.
Yes, Indomie generation, 2 minutes, everything must happen now. No, it doesn't work that way. If you want to achieve success that people will be talking about long after you must have gone, you have to follow a process.
And success that its impact will ripple beyond your geographical
Beyond
location.
your immediate environment, absolutely. You've got to follow a process.
The pressure to have money to spend is always there, not even for frivolities now.
Yeah.
It's always
Basic
there for
needs.
millions of people.
Yeah.
How do you now preach to them to be far-sighted, to be long-term in their projection?
Femi, in this same environment, given all that you talk about, people are still succeeding.
True.
A lot of startups are doing very well.
True.
I work with a couple of young guys who are extremely brilliant, multi-skilled. I do not see how those guys can be stranded because they can do 3-4 things. Young people. So my advice is, in fact, they have an edge over us. We are digital immigrants. They are digital natives.
True.
Okay? We struggle to convert from analog to digital. But hey,
have we even succeeded?
we are still on it.
conversing.
But hey, Google is there. YouTube is there. There are a lot of free courses online. Okay, I agree with you. It's tough, but what is the option that they have? And that is what we're talking about via the Podium magazine. Every young guy that picked the cover of the magazine will read success stories. Not just success stories, the process. the processes
The issues
involved,
behind
the challenges,
outcomes, yeah.
and how the challenges were overcome.
Mr. Demola Akinbola,
Thank you so much.
we want to thank you so very much
It's my
for
pleasure.
honoring our invitation to be on
Anytime.
the program today.
Anytime.